where we have seen about transmitter section and also some related information we got from there, like bandwidth requirement, what is the energy requirement, and the constellation diagram, and what is the distance between two signaling points in their constellation diagram. Now, some portion is left there. Today we will complete that one. That is receiver circuit of QPSK. So, in receiver of QPSK, first we need the modulated signal, that is our QPSK signal, and now it will be transmitted through two paths, one containing multiplier 1 and another one it contains the second multiplier 2. Since quadrature multiplexing takes place in QPSK, therefore we require two multiplier, and also the carrier signal required here will have same frequency, but they will differ by 90-degree phase shift. So we are taking one local oscillator that provides the signal, suppose AC cos 2 pi FCT, and from this signal we are directly applying it to the first multiplier, and a 90-degree phase shift is provided to the second multiplier. Now the multiplied output will pass through low pass filter. So for both the arm, upper and lower arm, we need two low pass filters. Suppose this one is low pass filter 1, and the lower arm we required another low pass filter named as LPF2. And now its output will pass through comparator circuit, whose threshold value will fix to 0. VTH is equal to 0. Similarly, here also we required another comparator having 0 threshold value, and whatever output we are getting here, it will be multiplexed. So to multiplex this one, we required multiplexer. And this multiplexer output will be our original binary transmitted signal. This is the overall block diagram representation of QPSK receiver. Now suppose low pass filter 1 output here, it is named as V1, and now this V1 will be compared with VTH, whether it is greater than or less than. According to that one we will get some comparator output named as V1 dash. Similarly here low pass filter 2 output, that is our V2, and when passed through a comparator, the output, compared output, we get as V2 dash. Now these two, V1 dash and V2 dash, will be multiplexed and we expect output. Important thing is that QPSK receiver consists of pair of product modulator with common input, QPSK modulated signal, and the quadrature carrier. Since here we have cos 2 pi FCT, and at this point we have sin 2 pi FCT. So quadrature carrier. Now when this V1 dash is great, either see this value will be greater than 0 or less than 0, and according to that one we can predict the output. So there are four combinations, either positive or negative value of V1 dash, and then positive and negative value of V2 dash. So in the first case, suppose we take when V1 dash is greater than 0, then at this situation in phase channel means upper channel is in phase 1 and the lower one is what, quadrature. So in phase channel output will be 1 at this point. So when V1 dash is greater than 0, then in phase channel output will be 1. When V1 dash is less than 0, in this situation the in phase channel output will be 0. Now coming to V2 dash, so when V2 dash is greater than 0, then we can say the quadrature channel output will be 1. And when V2 dash this is less than 0, at this situation quadrature channel output will be 0. Now from the in phase channel either we can have 1 or 0, and from the quadrature channel we can have 1 and 0. So when these two are multiplexed together, we can get the output in debit form here, and in the same form we have transmitted our signal. So this is our receiver circuit. Okay, now we will see one problem here, and we will draw the waveform at different stages. Suppose the input binary sequence is 0, 1, 1, 0, 1 and 000. This is our input binary sequence. Now draw QPSK waveform. How to draw QPSK waveform? So first we will write here the input binary sequence. So first is what? 0. We are drawing some vertical lines that will specify for each bit duration. So this is for 0. This is for 1. Again 1. Then 0. One, 0, 0, and the last one is also 0. Now see, what is this one? This is our binary bit sequence. So binary input binary sequence is this one. Input binary sequence. Now from here we have to draw the QPSK waveform. So in order to draw the QPSK, what is this one QPSK? We can say it is a combination of two binary phase shift keying. And first we will draw the BPSK signal for the different position of the binary sequence. So first we will consider the even position, or one can also take the odd position of a binary sequence, and for that odd position we will draw the BPSK waveform. Then we will consider the even position. For that also we will draw BPSK signal, and the sum of these two BPSK signal will give the QPSK waveform. So first we consider the odd sequence. So what are the odd sequence here? So this one is the first position, third position, first, fifth, first, third, fifth, and this one is seventh position. So these represents odd sequence. Now for this odd sequence, first we will draw the BPSK signal. So how we can draw BPSK signal waveform? What we know about BPSK? There is a phase difference of pi between 0 and 1. Suppose when we are taking the signal cos, so cos and pi phase shift means minus cos, two different symbols we have in case of BPSK, S1T and S2T. So one representing cos 2 pi FCT, then another one will represent minus cos 2 pi FCT, means pi phase shift. So pi phase shift has in case of 0. Suppose if one is following the pattern cos 2 pi FCT, then 0 should follow pi phase shift, means cos 2 pi FCT plus pi. So see here, starting from this point, first we will draw here one reference line that will represent the 0 value, because this cos has both positive and negative amplitude. So first we have taken reference line which will decide either the amplitude is positive or negative. So cos generally we start from this point, but see here we have pi phase shift, therefore we can start from here. So we will start from this point and one rotation we are completing, suppose at this point. You can draw it properly. Thing is that only one cycle is present here. Now same it will be continued in the second position also. Whatever pattern is there, it will in continuation. So up to this point. Now see, it is not 0 now, it is 1. Here we have continued by the assumption of this 0 for 2-bit position. Now 1 is there. So for the 1, phase is what? Your 0. See here cos 2 pi FCT. So the graph will start from this point and we can starting from there like this. Now it will be continued. Since here nothing is there, so same pattern. Continued to this point. Now again what we have 1. So it will start from here only. So same thing. And it will be continued here also. Sorry, actually it is not drawn properly, but you can draw by yourself in proper manner. See the concept. Now 0, here we should have pi phase shift. So this graph will start from here now. And same it will be continued. So in this manner we have drawn the BPSK waveform for this. This is our what? Odd sequence. A type you can see this represents for the in phase, because in QPSK we have two terms. One is what? One channel is what? In phase channel, and another one is what? Quadrature channel. And in phase channel we have the signal, carrier signal cos 2 pi fct. Then in quadrature we should have the carrier as sin 2 pi fct. So now we will first take event sequence. So for the event sequence, this first one will be skipped. Now we start from here. See what is in event sequence. Here 1, this is 0, again this is 0, and this is 0. This represents the event position of bit sequence. So writing here now 0, here also we will write 0, and there also 0. Now we will draw the BPSK signal for this one. So which type of waveform now we have to consider? Sine, because quadrature. So sine plot, we start from the origin. Okay, now see here what is 1? 1 is there. We can start from origin. This is our sine 1, same sine, and it will be continued to this value. Now here 0 is present. So in case of 0, we should have pi phase shift. So pi phase shift will be represented by this line. We start from now here, and it will be continued to this position. Now again we have 0 at this situation. So continued, this signal will be continued. Here also it will be continued, and same we can continue to this position. If suppose somewhere here instead of 0, if we have 1, so instead of continuing this line, we will start like this, pi phase shift. So this is what event sequence, BPSK signal for event sequence. Now we will draw the QPSK. So QPSK is what? Recall the transmitter section, the sum of output in the in phase channel and quadrature channel. So by adding these two, by considering the phase, we can add these two. So see here, this has the phase 0 degree, but this has phase minus 90. So when you will add these two, so we can start from minus 90 itself. So first we are drawing one line, and it starts from minus 90. And when we will add, so we can see the signal like this, we will get. Sorry, actually it should be start from here and coming to this point. Now here same it will be continued, only point out where phase change has been made. So at this point, here, at this point. So only change will come at these 3 points. So up to this position, no problem. Now here we see this value and this value. So what is the difference? Pi phase shift is difference. So now the signal will start from here. And now again at this point we are seeing pi phase shift. So again there will change in that signal, and pi phase shift, how we can see? We can start from here. And continuing this one. Again this point, pi change is there. So now we will start from this point. Now no change. So like this we can draw the QPSK signal. So important point, that whatever bit sequence we have given, first we will convert into 2 different sequence. One sequence will contain the bits which having odd position, and the another one which contains the even position. Now respective BPSK waveforms we can draw by considering cos 2 pi fct and sin 2 pi fct, two different phase carrier signal, and combination of these BPSK signal will result in QPSK waveform. So this is all about our QPSK signal. Now one more thing we have to discuss, that is MSK. MSK is what? Minimum shift key. This MSK is enhanced version of our FSK system. In case of FSK, if we recall, we have considered only the frequency. For coherent FSK, how we have represented the two symbols? By two frequency F1 and F2, and there was no involvement of phase. Now if we add phase, we have some advantage, okay, to performing detection, noise performance of receiver. These things can be improved if we inbuild some phase information in that one, because whenever we go for phase noise calculation or noise performance, so such things required or can be discussed in terms of the phase. So phase requirement is there, phase information should be present there for the better performance or better analysis. So this MSK is the extended version of our FSK. So in coherent binary FSK, there was no phase information. But if we add this phase information to coherent binary FSK, then it will result in our MSK system, and this gives phase noise performance. So in order to define this MSK, first we take a continuous phase FSK signal. Continuous phase FSK signal, and this is given by S of t is equal to square root of 2 EB divided by TB cos 2 pi F1t plus theta naught. Some phase we have introduced here. Or for another, see, F1 and F2 two frequency was required there in case of FSK, and since some continuous phase we are introducing, that's why it is named as continuous phase FSK signal. This F1 frequency, suppose, is used for transmission of 1, then for the transmission of 0 we should have another frequency term F2, and can be written as square root of 2 EB divided by TB cos 2 pi F2t, and here that phase change 0. Now this is for symbol 1, this is for symbol when 1 was transmitted, and this is for symbol when 0 was transmitted. And EB is what? You know about EB. EB is the transmitted energy of that pulse, and TB is what? This is our bit duration. And suppose theta 0 is phase at time t is equal to 0. So writing in this form, we can also define a general expression for this continuous phase FSK. We are writing for this CP FSK, continuous phase FSK. So what is the general expression of this CP FSK? Can be written as S of t is equal to square root of 2 EB divided by TB cos, taking a single frequency, 2 pi FCT plus phase variation theta t. Now this theta t is what? Phase shift of ST. Now two different frequency can be seen in terms of theta t here for two different symbols, where Fc we considered as mean value of F1 and F2. F1 plus F2 divided by 2. You can see this one is what? Mean of F1 and F2. And how we can represent theta t so that at any time 0 or TB we can identify either F1 or F2. So theta t can be given as theta 0 plus minus pi t h divided by TB, where t lie between the bit duration, that is between 0 and TB, and h is given by TB into F1 minus F2. Now this h is known as deviation ratio. Deviation ratio. Here we have two sign, positive and negative. So positive sign appeared when 1 was transmitted and negative sign appears when 0 was transmitted. Now how we can define this h? We can define h theta TB minus theta of 0. It should be equal to pi into deviation ratio. When 1 was transmitted, and this will be minus pi into h when 0 was transmitted. That is, transmission of 1 increase the phase of CPFSK signal FST ST by which amount? Difference is what? Which amount? Pi h. So we can say transmission of 1 increase the phase of CPSK by pi h. This is our phase difference. Now this, since this is phase, so unit should be in radian. Okay, whereas suppose now if we transmit 0, so in this case, in case of 0, we can say that phase is decreased by 0. So transmission of 0 means decrease in phase by pi h. Now in this CPFSK signal, when this deviation ratio becomes 1/2, means when h is equal to 1/2, so in that situation what will be the difference? See here, this is what? Pi by 2 and this is minus pi by 2. So what will be the difference? So phase difference between transmission of 1 and 0 is what? phi, and then we can say this one as MSK, minimum shift key. So this is extended version of our FSK signal, MSK. Only the information or that symbol has been represented in terms of a common frequency and the phase variation. This is all about our modulation system. Now we will discuss the mesh filter. So in next lecture we will start mesh filter discussion. Actually topic is lengthy little bit. Then we will see some problem on mesh filter. It is very important and always useful in your career, okay, or when you will go to the higher class, there mesh filter application, a vast application we can find of mesh filter. So very important lecture, don't miss it. In gate also you will get most of the problem, important or tough problem you will get on mesh filter only. So try to attend that one. Is there any doubt? Please ask.